Let's now head to South, but still on grassroots governance. Transparency concerns have returned to Delta State local councils as the High Court in Obiaruku has cleared the way for a legal challenge over alleged non-disclosure of council accounts in Ukwuani Local Government area. The court granted leave for Councillor Chukwuemeke Kenneth of Ward 19, Ezhionum Kingdom, to file a mandamus suit compelling the council chairman and treasurer to release financial records as mandated by law. Justice S.L. Okeleke made the ruling following an ex parte application by lawyer Evans Ufeli on behalf of the councillor, affirming Kenneth's legal standing. With the leave granted, the councillor has now filed a motion on notice seeking substantive orders against the chairman, treasurer, and the local legislative house. Now, Evans Ufeli, a public interest lawyer at the heart of this matter, joins us live from Ontario in Canada. Good afternoon from Nigeria, Evans. Let's talk about the situation. How big a win is this ruling for accountability, even if it took a serving councillor to go to court before basic local government financial records are being disclosed?
Well, it is a case of lack of accountability that we have across almost all the local government areas in Nigeria, 700 and some local government areas we have in Nigeria. When you go to the local government level, because largely the people who reside in the local government do not, put pressure on their legislative representatives and the chairman of the local government, who is the executive at that level. They do a lot of things that are untoward against the grassroots governance. And you see, accountability is critical in governance. And that is why this case is very pivotal in the development of our local government expression. If we have to get it right, there must be accountability at the lowest level of governance, because that is the level of government that is closest to the people. For that of Delta State, we find local government area under reference. This case was filed because, according to the Local Government Establishment Law 2017, there are provisions, copious provisions as to accountability. The local government need to publish records, financial records, expenditures, wage bill, and performance index, which will come from the local government chairman itself. But all these processes and legal procedures are being observed in breach. And so we made that demand that this made public, be published to the, because even when they pass budgets, the chairman just pushed it to them within 2 days, no debates, they pass it, okay, and all that. So it fractures democracy and affects the people. And sometimes, like in the 2025 budget, you have part of the budget reading that it captures the Ukwuani local government area, and in the same budget, you have part of a car agbo in the same budget, because they just take these documents is given to them, and their DT, they're not even able to DT it proper. They do things half-heartedly, and they don't even perform in the long run, because many of them who are the local government areas who are representing the people are not answerable to the people. They are always answerable to the governors, past governors, and their courts. And most times, the budget that is expected to be expended on local government gets shared by this caliber and class of persons. And that makes rubbish of the local government structure. Okay? So this suit was instituted to unearth that irregularity, to give the local government authority. Because the Supreme Court has even, placed the local government on an independent capacity to be able to function and govern. The people at the grassroots, so that there will be the dividend of democracy at the grassroots. And that's exactly the focal point of this case. Now, the court have asked us, we have filed and served the motion of notice. Okay? And the substantive suit will be heard in due course. And from there, we'll take it further to ensure that there's accountability and there's transparency at the local government level in Delta State and in all the local governments in Nigeria.
Right. So, Evans, would you say that the chairman and the treasurers withholding financial records, are they violating the law And if they are, what sanctions should apply if this is proven?
Yeah, there's a serious violation of the law. Okay, when you look at the Establishment Act, you know, the local government establishment law, rather, you see how the violation flows through. Okay, and when this happens, it stifles democratic engagement. Okay, and it makes a mess of the entire system. And the consequences is that if the people are well informed, if they are well informed, they can make agitations to recall their councillors, okay, or protest to have the local government chairman removed, okay, in the scheme of things. So there are a lot of consequences. And these consequences will stem from the fact that it depends on the people's level of knowledge on their rights at the local government level and what should accrue to them by virtue of their position in the government. For most times, people are calling the president, calling the governors, calling the president, calling the governors. Meanwhile, the irregularities that is sitting at their backyard in front of them, their local government chairman violates them, take their resources, spread out. Okay, the councillors who are unable to carry out projects and all that. Sometimes we have to hold them accountable. We have to hold the government chairman accountable to be able to make resources available for the councillors so that the councillors are able to carry out their functions. I mean, the councillors are the legislative arm of the government at the local government level. Okay, theirs is to make bylaws primarily. Okay, but there are other assignments too that they do. They will carry out projects in their work. Okay, they could accept resources with their influence and do the little they can to contribute to governance at their level. Okay, but we're not seeing that in Delta State, not just for local government, in local West local government too, local East local government, the three local government that make up the local area. And there is no meaningful development at this local government level. And nobody's asking questions. Nobody's putting them on their toes. Okay. Nobody's giving them the lead to do the right thing. And so they take things for granted.
Well, Evans, thank you so much for joining. And of course, we'll follow this conversation and see what happens and if justice will be served and accountability will show. So thank you so much for joining us.
Very well.